Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Come back again this uh welcome back again in this channel with me, Bangki. And this session um I wanted to tell you about the book. The name is The Deep by Seth Godin. I'm really glad you're here because today we're diving into the one of the most eye-opening and little books I've ever had. Okay? Uh yes, this I mentioned, The Deep by Seth Godin. Okay, now don't let its small size fool you. This book might be short, but the message it's very deep. Okay. So if you uh ever felt stuck or frustrated or unsure whether you should keep going or just quit, this video is for you. Okay. Okay, let's break it down. Um, I want to I want to this is episode number one. This is one first episode of this Guardian. I want to make two section of this. Namely, it's observe the book, and the second part is same, just like here, just like this book, Seth Godin. But the first one, we have to talk about opening. Okay, first off, who is Seth Godin? He's a marketing genius, best-selling author, and entrepreneur exactly. You might have heard you might you might have heard of his other books like example Power Call, Tribes, Auto Lynchpin, and he's known for big ideas delivered in simple practical ways, okay? But the deep this book is very different. It's not just talk about marketing or business, it's about life. It's about self-improvement. It's about knowing when to seek something and more importantly, when to quit. Okay? Yes. He's want to teach you how to quit in the right way. How to quit in the right way. Okay? Alright. Um so what exactly is the deep? Okay, imagine this. You start something new, job, hobby, business, and fetch goal. At first, it's exciting. Okay, it's exciting. It feels fresh, fun, full of possibilities. You're learning fast, making progress. Everything seems worth it. But then, who knows? Things get tough. Results slow down, and then you hate obstacles. You get tired, frustrated, and you wonder, why did I even start of this? Okay. Okay, you might have ever heard the quotes like finish what you start, but in this book you have to thinking about it again about that quote, okay? But then things get out and the results slow down. So many obstacles you have to face it. It's the challenging middle part between the excitement of starting, okay? The moment that pass is what Godin calls the dip, okay? The moment that pass is what Godin calls in this book, namely is the dip. Okay. The dip is where most people quit. And here's the twist. The dip is also where greatness happens. Because only those who keeping going, who fight through that struggle, reach the other side, and those who quit, they usually stop just before the breakthrough. Okay, so why does the dip is matter because it separates the average from the exceptional. Anyone anyone can start something, but only a few person who push through the hard parts to become the best in the world at what they do. And guess what? Seth Godin believes that being the best in the world matters a lot. That's who gets the most attention, the biggest rewards, and the deepest satisfaction. So, here's the truth. If you're going through a dip and it's worth it, keep going. But if you're stuck in something that's going nowhere, it's time to quit now. But how do you know the difference? Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, Seth introduced three types of curves you might be in. Okay, the first one, the dip. This is the struggle worth pushing through. It's hard, yes, it's hard. Exactly. But at the end of it, there is mastery, excellence, success. The dip is where winners live. And number two, the types of this curve after the dip, namely is the cul-de-sac or the or dead end. Okay, this is a curve where nothing ever change, no growth, no process. You keep doing the same thing, but the outcome is always flat, like the rod. And then he says, if you're in this cul-de-sac or dead end, okay, quit fast. Okay, there is most people quit fast on these types. Okay, and then number three, the type of curves you might be in is the cliff. This one is very dangerous. I think, yeah, it feels good at the first, but then suddenly crash, burnout, health crisis, collapse. It's like bad habits that feel rewarding now but have a painful cost later. Again, quit this fast. So, stay on the deep, quit the dead end, run from the cliff. Okay, let's wrap this up, okay? In this first video, you have learned what the dip really is, and then why pushing through is matters, and how to recognize which kind of curve you're facing. Okay. Uh, After this, we'll go deeper. Okay. We'll talk about how to make the hard decision. Should you quit or should you stick it out? And how do you know if quitting is smart or just fear? Okay, we move into episode, the second episode of this Saturday session. Okay, the deep. Okay, in the last episode, we talked about what the deep is. That middle part where most people give up, but where real winners supposed to. Okay, today we are answering the big question: should you quit or should you stick? Or should you stick? I mean, let's figure it out together. Okay, quitting is not always bad thing. Let's start with something that might feel uncomfortable. Okay, quitting is not always bad. Most of us grew up with this idea that winners never quit. I mean, I just mentioned that winners never quit, same like start, finish, or to start. But Seth Godin flips that around and says winners quit all the time. They just quit the right stuff at the right time. Okay? We have to underline this mention. the right time. Okay, there's a big difference between giving up and quitting strategically. Okay, the firstly, giving up is emotional, is quitting because you're tired, scared, or bored. And then number two, strategic quitting is smart, is quitting because you've realized this is not the right fit anymore. So before you feel guilty about quitting something, ask yourself first. Are you running away from difficulty, or are you making space for something better? Okay, alright. So how do you know when to quit? Here, I want to tell you the three powerful questions from the deep to help you decide. Number one, am I in a deep or dead end? A deep has pain and struggle. Yes, that's very struggle, and you feel like very frustrating about it. But also growth, learning, and a light at the end of the tunnel. A dead end is well just that nothing changed, no matter how hard you work, it doesn't lead anymore anywhere meaningful. If you're in the deep, you have to first push through. Okay, you have to push yourself. But if you're in a dead end, quit with confidence. Okay, with confidence of yourself, and talk with your heart, talk to yourself, and then you have to just a little bit of meditation, I think, and then you have to thinking about it and with confidence if you're in the dead end. And number two, if I push through this, is there a reward worth it? Seth says the only reason to stay in the deep is being the best in the world and it matters. Okay, that doesn't mean being number one in the universe. It could mean being the best in your community, niche, or team. If the reward at the end is just meh, then maybe it's not worth the pain. But if there is something meaningful like a real goal, real impact, then fight for it. Okay. And number three, why did I start this in the first place? Sometimes we get lost in the struggle and forget our original why. Why about this? This just a random goal, or or does it connect with who you are and what are you really want? Okay, revisit your reason, and if the reason still matters, maybe it's deep worth staying in. Okay, here's another bold idea from Seth. He said, being the best in the world is seriously underrated. Why? Because the best get all the attention, we don't remember the second best phone brand or the second best restaurant in town and our coffee shop, anything. We pay for the best, we follow the best, we recommend the best, and the road to becoming the best, that's the dip. Okay, the dip is like acts like a filter. It separates those who short of want it from those who deeply care. So if you're commit, if this truly matters, go all in. Do not settle in the middle. Okay. And one of the biggest lessons from the book is this: decide before it gets hard. If you're starting something new, do not just plan for the good days. Plan for the deep. Okay. Ask yourself, when it gets when it gets so, what will I do? And will I push through, or will I quit? And under what conditions? Okay, You said before the missions kick in. Okay? That's how winners quit smart and stay smart. Okay? So, let's bring it out all together. Like, firstly, we talk about quitting can be smart if it frees you from the dead ends. Okay? You know about dead ends before, okay? And sticking can be powerful if the goal is worth with the deep. And the best in the world are not the ones who never struggle. They are the ones who choose their deep wisely and keep going. Okay, here's the three smart questions I want to tell you on this session. Okay, and this is the end of this session. We're gonna throw in this book. The question number one is: am I in a deep, a cul-de-sac, or a cliff? The cul-de-sac is like working a job where your skills are not growing, your impact is flat, and no one even notices your effort. Seth says, it's a dead end, the sooner you get out, the better. Okay? Then, there's the cliff, where it feels fine now, maybe even enjoyable, but it drops off suddenly, like this. Think of unhealthy habit, and toxic relationship or business built on short-term hacks. You may not feel the danger today, but there is a crash coming on your life, on your plan, and quitting now might be in save your life, your sanity, or your future. So, the first decision is what kind of path are you on? If it's a cul-de-sac or a cliff, it's time to quit strategically. But if it's a dip, well, that's different. And question number two: is the outcome at the end of the dip worth it? Let's say you're trying to master coding, programmer, the best programmer in your company, you're frustrated, and everyone seems ahead of you during the dip. But imagine why you could be if you push through. A developer creating apps that impact thousands, a freelancer earning more than your old 9 to 5. That's a reward worth the pain. But not every dip is worth it. If the finish line only gives you tiny runs, or worse, just more struggle, it may not be a dip worth dying in. It may not be a dip worth It might not be a dip worth dying in. Ask yourself honestly, okay? Like, if I give my best and push through this, will the destination this meaningful or not? Okay, ask yourself about that. And the third question about this is, why did I start this in the first place? When we hit train, we often forget our original motivation. So pause and rewind. Why did you even begin? Okay, was it just curiosity, or was it purpose? And was it ego or calling? If the why was swallow, that might explain why you ready to quit. But if the reason still feels too deep down, maybe you just need to remember it, not abandon it. Okay. And Seth has this powerful and honestly controversial idea, like being in the best in the world is underrated. It's very very controversial if you are thinking about it. Why? Because we live in a winners takes all economy. Okay, people Google the best dentist, not the second best. We buy the first rated product, not the average one. The top YouTubers get millions of views, the rest get buried. Okay, the deep is the gate to becoming the best, and most people never get past it. So when you choose to go through the deep, you're choosing to become rare. You're choosing to become uh undefeated. I mean, to become someone people remember, recommend, and respect. And that's not about your ego. It's about impact. If you want to make change, build legacy, or live fully in your craft, being good enough won't get you there. You'll have to earn it through the deep. Okay? Here's the final goal from the deep. He said, you must make your quitting decision before things get emotional. Let me explain. When you're exhausted and stressed, you don't think clearly. That's when people quit out of fear, not strategy. Seth suggests, before you eat, write down our quitting criteria. Example, if I haven't seen one client after 6 months of consistent outreach, I'll pivot. If I still feel drained every day after 3 months in this job, I'll prepare an exit. That way, when things get tough, and they will, you don't make decisions based or feelings alone. You follow your brand, you quit smart, and or stay smart. Okay, so here, what I want you to take away from this book is quitting is not always losing. Sometimes it's smart and even brave. And second, the dip is real, but so is the reward on the other side, if the goal is worth it. And the people who make it to the top, they're not superhuman, okay? They just knew which dips to stay in, and which one to talk away, to walk away from. Now, it's your turn. Ask yourself, where am I struggling right now? Is this pen sin I should push harder or let go? Am I climbing toward excellence or stuck in a loop? Okay, thank you for joining me for this two-part in one video, series on the deep. If this spoke to something you're going through, drop in the column comment, and I love you here. I love to hear your story. And remember, do not quit just because it's hard. Quit because it's a dead end. Okay, stick because it's worth it. That three quote you have to think about it, about your life, about your plan, about everything, about in your mindset. Okay. If you found value in this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. In the next video, I will I will also the next book. I think the same like the deep, just same criteria like self improvement again. And okay. And until next time, keep showing up, stay intentional, and push through the right tip. You got this. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.